Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 o'clock here in Chicago. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Thursday, February 18th, 2021. And because it's a Thursday, it means it's time for a live stream. And what I have for today is something that non-alcoholic for my recovery beverage for happy hour today. Going with some kombucha. I don't know if this is a good brand of kombucha. I just bought something that I can get on Amazon in somewhat of a multi-pack where I could get like more than one flavor. So I got this stuff. I don't think there's any alcohol in it. Not that I don't think people are drinking kombucha for the alcohol, but it's organic, no sugar, just 5 calories. I'm not sure if this is exactly like a very kombucha experience, but this is going to be my first time diving into it. And we'll see how it goes. We talked about kombucha, I think, like last happy hour. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get some. We'll give it a try. We'll see how it does. Before I do that, let's say hi to everyone listening on the podcast version. Hopefully you guys are doing well on the run today or during your commute. And everyone watching this on YouTube after the fact, welcome. Glad to have you guys here as well. I hope you're enjoying a recovery beverage of your choice as well today, even though you're not doing it like with us. Hopefully that's something that you're doing today. And I do want to take a minute to talk about everyone that is affected by a power outage right now. I'm guessing most of you guys can't hear me, but I'm thinking about you guys. It reminds me of what my brother-in-law was going through over the summer when the derecho hit Iowa, and just how like devastating and massive the power outage was. But you compound that with the fact that people don't have heat or water. It's just incredible. It's just absolutely incredible. I'm having a hard time like wrapping my head around it. And I have a feeling once people like internet comes back and things like stabilize down in Texas, we're going to really see how bad it was. So, I feel for you guys that are down there. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. All right. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Who do we have? We've got, let's scroll up. Carlos Sejas is here. And he says, hi, community. And also says, great 100-mile Pegasus Trail 2 GTX review. Thanks. I really enjoyed making that video. I did experiment with trying to make the intro very, very short. But then I talked a lot before I really started talking about the shoe. So I think I kind of like cut into my own time. But that's all right. I'm working on it, experimenting. Ines is here, says, hi, Cofuzzi and everybody. What's going on, Ines? Jeff Elliott's here as well. And Jeff Elliott says, is everyone familiar with the kombucha face from TikTok? I don't know what that is. I don't spend time on TikTok, so I don't know. Does this mean this is going to taste bad? Is kombucha face like a bitter beer face? Like remember that ad campaign from Keystone? That was fun. That sold a lot of beers in my mind. I bet you that sold a lot of beers. Bitter beer face. No one? Anyone? All right. Spence Holmes says, yo, what up, fam? What up, fam? He's gearing up to go outside and run. Nice. Go get it, Spence. All right. Yeah. Jeff, there's any way you should Google if you haven't seen it? I wonder if Cole did the same thing when he tries it for the first time. I'm definitely not sure about it being sugar-free. Yeah, it's not sugar-free. This one flavor is ginger lemon. It's 4 grams of carbs. And this one is 4 grams of carbs. So it's under 5. It's 5 calories, and it says no sugar. So it doesn't say sugar-free. I'm not sure. I think maybe that means like no added sugar. Or maybe the carbohydrates are just naturally occurring carbohydrates somehow. That's not sugar. There's stevia extract in it. So, that's where but like the ingredients on this is like organic raw kombucha. Okay. And then ginger juice for this lemon ginger one. Erythritol, lemon juice, natural ginger flavor, and stevia extract. So, and then with the organic raw kombucha, and this is the one from the raspberry lemonade flavor, it's carbonated water, sugar, black tea leaves, green tea leaves, kombucha culture, which is yeast, bacteria, and cultures. And this one has hibiscus tea in it as well. Natural raspberry flavor instead of, there's still lemon juice. Oh yeah, first lemonade. And then the stevia extract. So that's what's going on with these. So, well, you know what? We're talking about it. Let's crack one open. I do feel like the label on this is really pretty. I like the back of this. I don't know. It looks like an infographic on here, like something that you would get in like the USA Today. I love like the color, how it works. So packaging's nice. I don't know. The people say that there's like probiotic good things in like kombuchas, right? It says it's sparkling live cultured. So it's raw, vegan, and unpasteurized. That makes me a little bit nervous. Whenever people say something's unpasteurized, I'm like, does that mean there's going to be stuff in it? All right, let's try it. Oh, that spilled a little bit all over my keyboard. Cheers to you guys. Clink. Yeah, that was tart. That was a tart flavor. That was lemony, very, very lemony, sour. I like this. I don't really like ginger, but I can get with this. This is tasty though. I mean, the flavor is strong flavor. It made my eye flutter for a second there. I don't know if you guys caught that. It's still, my eye's still fluttering from it. But yeah, this is a weird drink. It's kind of just like a bubbly tea, kind of, with like lots of like if someone took bubble water and some like iced tea, kind of like concentrate, and then put a bunch of like lemon juice in it. That's kind of what that's what I feel. I'm getting some of the ginger, but not a lot. If I got a lot of it, I don't think I'd like it at all. Trying to taste it. That's what I don't normally drink and make those sounds. I'm just trying to really get a taste for it. Whatever it is, I don't know if it's the bubble or what, but something is like coating the tongue to make it hard to like taste it. Like you drink it and I feel the bubbles, but I'm not tasting it until the end. So that's why I'm like making those like lip smacking sounds to try and get a feel for the taste. It's weird. My running buddy's been making his own kombucha apparently. I haven't tried any of his before, but this is made in Australia. You know what this means? This literally came from the other side of the planet to get to me. That's a lot. That's a lot of, I feel like it went a long way to get here, but cool. From a company called Remedy Drinks. I like this. This is good. It just tastes like tea. Is this not really a good kombucha experience then? Sorry. All right. I'm going to jump down to the end of the comments. I'm going to try to catch up to you guys. See what you guys are saying. Stevie76 says you're supposed to taste it like wine. Should I spit it out? All right. Let's see. Someone said, Jonathan Hammond says he did hit the kombucha face. Scott said, I would rather drink melted yellow snow. I don't know. I think kind of like it. Stevie76 wants to know, does Cofuzzi put product in his hair? You know what I've been doing lately? I've been putting like just a little bit of like gel in my hair just to keep it all down. Otherwise, it gets all frizzy up here. So I put it in the bun after the shower, like the little man bun thing up here, a little man bunlet, like little bun. And then there's like flyaways that get really obnoxious. And so I've been like just putting a little bit of something in there just to get it to stay down. So that's what's been going on here. CJ Cruz says, you had me at bubble water. Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, if this was like, I feel like what do they call what is like the word that they used to call pitas before like people were comfortable with the word pita, and they wanted it to not seem like an ethnic food. Do you guys remember that? They called it like sandwich pockets or something like that. And they would sell them where they would cut them in half, and they would be like be perforated, so you could cut them in half and open it and fill your sandwich with it. To do it that way, I feel like if they were to do that with kombucha and be like, kombucha sounds like too hippie or whatever, and so like we gotta like rebrand it. I feel like if they just called it like sparkling iced tea, then people would be like, oh yeah, this is good, it's tasty, some exotic flavors. I feel nice, I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying. It's a strong flavor. I made the face, but I like it. It's good. Jonathan Hammond says it has millions of bacteria in it. Okay. Presumably it's good bacterias, but I mean, obviously if it's unpasteurized, I mean, it can't be pasteurized if it's going to have all this bacteria in it. This says it's delicately brewed for 30 days, and our kombucha is handcrafted and traditional. So, yeah. Sean Marshall says, hey guys, I'm on the treadmill and this is weird. Yeah. I mean, one day we're going to do it. We're going to try to figure. See, the thing is, like, I say that I don't have a treadmill. In this building, there's technically a treadmill. And right now, I think the rules in the building, I wish there were a way to be like, I wish there were like an app and you could sign up for the little workout room, because that little workout room is about the size of like our living room. It's not big. And I think up to 3 people can be in there at a time. Those are like the building rules right now. Oh, it's really bright in here today. And I wish I could like sign up for it so I could be in there like by myself, because I don't want to be like huffing and puffing in there with everyone else. But I mean, that would be kind of weird though if I were in there and like was like holding up like a camera to myself while I was like running on the treadmill for like 30 minutes. I think people would be like, that's weird, and it would be. They'd be right. But I would love to do it. I would love to do this from the treadmill one day. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Super Schmaltz says he keeps pulling different shirts out of my closet. He's almost 3 and wants to help, quote unquote. We're never getting out of here. Oh, that's fun, kids. I tweeted today like Steph Bruce was showing some drills. She was like holding like a medicine ball over her head. She was doing like high stepping over some like low hurdles. Some sort of new drills that one of the team assistants was putting on. I'm like, that looks like a parent trying to get out of the house without stepping on a Lego or like knocking over a dollhouse. But yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Carrie Smith says, I used to make my own kombucha. Just got tired of making it. Interesting. Yeah, my wife's like, do you want to start making it? I'm like, we don't have room to make things here. Where would we put it? All right. Dr. Josh is in here. Says 39 degrees and rain today. Oh, and did a lactate tolerance workout at the track. Wow, that's like double punishment day. Boy, that's a tough day. Like I don't really like track workouts generally, so that's gonna take a lot out of me. But like 39 degrees and rain for me, that would definitely take a lot out of me. I would like after a workout like that, I would just be like, put me under a blanket and feed me soup for the rest of the day. That's all I want to do. Just because I can't handle rain. That's my weakness. All right. Chris Yao says Mike should release his own private label, Kombucha. That'd be interesting. You know, I see there's a product that's out there on the internet. It gets advertised on Instagram a lot, and it's like it's like KOS, like KOS is it says it like real big lettering. I don't know if it's like a protein powder or what, but like people are talking about like, I love this stuff. It's great, and it's just like a big tub. It has KOS on it, and I'm like, oh, that's mine. You know, I don't know. It's kind of a weird joke, but. Whenever I see it, I'm like, they just put an apostrophe in there. Mark Salzman says, I love kombucha. You have to drink it really cold. See, I put this in the fridge for a while, and it came out like not that cold. I don't understand what's going on with these cans. Anyway, I wanted to not make it too cold because I still wanted to taste it. You know, so yeah, we'll see. I mean, what it does to me otherwise, I don't know. Let's see. And it says, Mike, turn the ring pull 90 degrees. It helps not pull out mustache hair. Sounds weird, but it really works. All right. I'll try it. I haven't been having too many problems with the mustache hair, except while running. So I've got the neck gaiter on, and I'll be out there running, and all of a sudden I'll just be like, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like a mustache hair has gotten in my mouth. Like it's just fallen from here and then get in my mouth, and it's trapped between my tongue trying to push it out, and the neck gaiter is still blocking it to my face. So a lot of times I'll just be running, and like underneath the neck gaiter, I'm just like, rah, rah. I'm like a dog that has something stuck on its tongue. It's just like, rah, rah, yeah. That's the only time the mustache bothers me. But the kind of like the goatee hair though, I've been trying to keep this trimmed a little bit better because it gets frozen to the buff. So the buff, like from like the mouth to the side, stays like defrosted just because there's constantly hot air blowing on it. But the stuff down here, like towards the bottom of the chin, that's far enough away from, I guess, the heat source that like the whole thing kind of gets a little bit damp, and like ice accumulates down here, and it'll get trapped in like my facial hair. That's uncomfortable. All right. Will Willing says, what about the 361 Flame, a carbon plated shoe for $160? Saw a decent initial review today. Someone else, was that you asked me about that, Will? Someone just asked me about that, I think on YouTube, maybe. Yeah, someone just asked me about that on YouTube, I think. And I don't know. I've never tried a 361 shoe before. And I usually like to not have like mainly because of my experience with On, where I picked like a speed shoe. Ever since then, I try to pick, if it's a new brand or a brand I don't have as much experience in, I try to pick something like straight down the middle, daily trainer. That should be like a good kind of intro to a brand. So maybe I'll take a look at some like a daily trainer from 361 first, or maybe I'll take a look at both of them kind of at the same time. Maybe I'll do something like that. Because if it's a $160 carbon plated shoe, that's an interesting proposition. But it worries me that it's not going to really be like race oriented, and it'll be like I feel like this will be the year of like it's got carbon, but you could use it for everything, which I don't think that's a bad idea, but that's not as interesting to me. So I don't know. All right. Paul H123456 says, listening to this next to my wife, and then she's concerned with what I'm watching. Oh, that's funny. Awesome. Brian James says, I'm a fan of kombucha beer. I think it's better than White Claws. Kombucha beer, that sounds interesting. I mean, yeah, there's certainly like White Claw vibes coming on with this because of the skinny can. It reminds me more of like iced coffee can stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I could see a more alcoholic version of that would be interesting. All right. Mark Salzman says, when it's slightly warm, it gets tough to get down. Then it tastes sour. Well, I'm tasting sour already. Maybe that's why like the flavors are all some sort of lemon in it, because it like maybe masks some of that lemon sourness. I don't know. Jeff Elliott says, 2 recent workout vids on YouTube. Alio and Ty, the guy that's been filming with Jamie, both released little routines for core or just body weight type things. Oh, awesome. I started watching like the video that Alio just put out, started playing the other day while I was like doing dishes. But usually when I'm like doing dishes and have YouTube on, I'm just like listening to it. So I paused it because I wanted to actually watch it. I haven't had a chance to check that one out yet. So that'll be interesting. I do think I need to work on some core because after some of these workouts, my abs hurt. Like my stomach hurts. Not my stomach, but the ab area, those muscles. So I'm like, they're definitely getting worked. And I feel like if they were stronger, then maybe they can help, if they're getting recruited at that point, at some point during those runs, which they normally aren't. And so I'm thinking I got to do some work there. So maybe I'll take a look at that. Sounds good. Mark says, the best kombucha flavor is Triology in Whole Foods. Tastes like a punch. Ooh, that sounds good. I want a punch. Shannon says, I'm drinking hot tea with Noon because I hate the taste of plain Noon, but this makes it tolerable. I just have a hard time. I've not tried Noon in a hot format before. It sounds gross to me. I don't know why. I'm not sure. Let's see. Matt wants to know, does anyone pay attention to the recovery advisor on their Garmin? Me neither. Yeah, the recovery advisor on Garmin, it's been a while since I've run in a Garmin. I'm waiting for the new 9 series watch to get updated. But anyway, the last time I looked at it, I used the recovery advisor in like the opposite way. Like I wanted to see like how like deep in the deficit could I get. I didn't feel like I had a good workout unless it was like, you're going to need 70 hours to recover. Then I felt like, all right, that was a good workout. So like, I don't, for me, it has like a weird, like opposite of the intended effect. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I am back. Yeah, it's that Wi-Fi router again. My wife bought a new one. We just have not gotten around to setting it up yet. So that's what we got to do. And I'm definitely going to be struggling all day with lighting in here because it just gets cloudy and then not cloudy. It's going to be one of those days. All right. Matt says, I'm going to try that about that Garmin recovery advisor. Great idea. The longest recovery advice has been 31 hours. My goal is to break 50. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Jason Dahl says, recovery advisor, I see you ran 3 miles at an easy pace. That'll be 72 hours of recovery. Yeah, that's funny. Someone was saying, I got to take it easy. Let me see. Someone was saying I got to take it easy on the kombucha because it makes you poop. Does it really? I mean, maybe. Does it have like laxative qualities to it? Not sure. I finished the first one, the ginger lemon. Pretty good. I think I would really like that on a summer day. At a time, like I feel like that'd be good if it's on a day where I'm trying to pace myself a little bit, and maybe I switch around between like afternoon summer beers. Maybe throw one of those in there every once in a while. I feel like that'd be pretty tasty. Or if it's a non-alcoholic type situation, then I think I could see myself reaching for that. I think the hotter the day and the colder the kombucha, I think I would like it a lot. I don't know that I'm going to be regularly buying a bunch of kombucha. We don't really buy a lot of drinks at our house. I don't like to store things. So we'll see. Now we got the raspberry lemonade. We'll try that. I feel like this flavor I'll like more. And Martha says, Mike, someone up there above in the chat implied an even more personal side effect for men of kombucha. Oh, I didn't know that. I was unaware. Anyway, we'll try this one right here. Raspberry lemonade. Cheers to you guys. What are you guys drinking today? This is good. It tastes like I'm just drinking raspberry juice. Lots of raspberry flavor. Before it even got to me, I was like, just right back up here. I was like, oh, raspberries. I smell it good. This is very tasty. This is very tasty. I mean, I feel like if you put malt liquor in it, it would just be a White Claw. This is good. I like this one. This one's really good. I don't think it has the same kind of versatility for me. It just kind of tastes like a juice, maybe, or like a raspberry iced tea kind of thing. This one, I think, could, I would definitely reach for that on a summer day. Yeah. Rainrunner wants to know, what's your cornfield alternative in Chicago, Cofuzzi? In the wintertime, there really isn't one. So, I've had some not close calls, but I've had some like time this last week. I've been like, I got to start doing some thinking. What am I going to do? But it never really got bad. Other times, there have been times where, I just have to stop running and walk. Because if I run, it'll be too rigorous for my body. And so I'll do that. In the summertime, there's restrooms that exist periodically along the lakefront trail. So that's, I only have to make it like probably about every 2 or 3 miles, there's somewhere that you can go to the bathroom. So, yeah. Scott says, isn't White Claw just for millennials? I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is there's a little like convenience store in my building downstairs, and they sell a ton of it, or they did last year. I don't know if it'll still be a thing like next year, but they did sell a ton of it. I have a feeling because it just like ramped up so fast. I have a feeling people would be like, remember that summer we drank White Claws? I think it's gonna be like that. All right. Stevie says he's watching NASA TV, nerding out at JPL for folks nerding out. Yeah. My daughter was. I don't know if she's. Are you still watching? Are you still watching the landing?
No, I'm doing something.
Okay. They were watching it in school today, part of it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Benoit says the ginger kombucha is chef's kiss. Nice. Luis Becerra is just drinking water today. Cool. Eric Trapp says, first time joining the stream. Welcome, Eric. You just got some water going on now, but might brew some green tea soon. Nice. That's nice and relaxing. Oh, Andres Calusa's going for some Glenmorangie. I always put a G in there. There's not a second G. There's not a third G in there. Glenmorangie. Morangie. It's not my brand, but I'm familiar. All right. What else we got here? Rick Sutter's also watching NASA. Very cool. There's like one guy out in Evanston, which is like a northern suburb of Chicago. I mean, it's still kind of city-ish. I don't know if it's still, is it still Cook County? I think it is. But there's a guy out there who, like the local news has been just calling this guy up. He's like the local like astronomy nerd, which I feel like for the area of Chicago, where you got Northwestern and University of Chicago, like in the area. I mean, that's probably, I mean, it's a pretty nice distinction to have. I would imagine there's probably a lot of astronomers or maybe space enthusiasts, but they've been like interviewing like the same guy over and over, and he's super excited. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like he's getting so much TV time and stuff, but it's clearly like they're interviewing him from his space room in like the upstairs of his house. It's pretty funny, pretty nice. Let's see. Vegan Runner says, I'm on the homebrew. Blueberry cider. That sounds nice. And Mark Solomon says, Co, did you finish the noon powder? I didn't finish the noon powder. I'm pretty much almost done. I've been drinking it every day. I love it. I think it's great. It has a weird texture to it. It makes the liquid thick. It gives it weird body. And it's a little bit kind of like pungent almost. There is like a sourness to it. Like a bitterness to it, not like a coffee bitterness, but like a different, like kind of just a little slightly unpleasant in a good way kind of thing. Kind of like a very mild liquid version of like blue cheese. It's not mold, but there's a bitterness to it. But that makes it sound gross. And that part is kind of gross. But nevertheless, it's one of those weird flavors that, like, you know, you eat it and you have it a couple of times and your body starts to like recognize it and it's craving it. So I've been really liking the Noon Recovery Powder. I just ordered a new one. It's the same one that Dr. Josh drinks. Is it blackberry something? The red one. So I'm going to try the red one next. I think Dr. Josh puts it in his blood juice. I don't remember what the other ingredient is in the blood juice. But I'm going to try the red one next. But I've been really liking it. It feels really good. I think I'm going to put together a video on just recovery drinks. Going over, like, there's a couple of different categories, I think, that help kind of like would break it down. That might be helpful for some people. So I think I'm going to be doing that. My wife just ordered something with collagen in it. So I might try some of that, or at least look into it a little bit and see what I think about it. But otherwise, I haven't really done much with it. But I've been enjoying the Noon Powder quite a bit. Stevie76 says, first marathon on Mars, what shoe would you wear? Moon boots. Or whatever it is that's in the spacesuit. I would wear that. I'm getting a little bit of tartness at the end of this. Matt says, I wonder what would happen to a pair of Air Max on Mars. Would squish, wouldn't it? I thought I remember I saw a video at one point, maybe a couple of years ago at this point, where someone took air out of their Air Maxes and filled it with helium. And they did it in a way to like make sure that, you know, it was still staying closed in there, that there wasn't like, you know, air still seeping in. They were like monitoring for that. They had like a lot of actual lab equipment in there, and it didn't change the weight all that much. I thought that was a really interesting idea. David Litson says, Co, get some Innovate mud claws. They would get you grip today. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that's more shoe than I need for the most part, you know. I mean, it's been snowing a lot here lately. They've been talking about on the news that over the last 3 weeks, we've been getting as much snow in that 3-week period. Basically over like the 2-week period, we got as much snow in that period as we normally get an entire winter. So we've gotten a lot in a very short amount of time. it's like a once in a 40 years. The last time it happened this bad was like 40 something years ago, kind of snow. So we've been getting a lot, and I think it's unusual. I'm hoping that that there's light at the end of the tunnel. I think today was a lot warmer. It was really nice. It was 18 degrees and it felt like balmy out. So that was kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know that I'll need it for, hopefully I won't need anything like that much longer. And then I always feel like, if I get like a trail shoe, I mean, basically anything that Innovate would make, or a lot of the stuff that Solomon makes, I just don't know if I feel like, I don't know if I'll like it. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to like it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to think that the outsole is too stiff and it just doesn't feel like a very soft shoe. And people are going to be like, that's because you're not running on trails. And they're probably right. But so it's just kind of like, I don't know. I try to stay away from the trail shoes a lot of times. I only really like the crossover shoe category. Right. Let's see. Oh, Christopher Shell's got a webinar starting. Got to run. Good to see you, Christopher. Have a good webinar. All right. Rainrunner says, what's going on? Rainrunner says, I want the Mach 4, but I'm also on a budget. Oh, I got to follow up on that. I don't know. I thought I was getting a pair, but I don't see it. I mean, it doesn't really matter because I don't think I can really run in them right now. That's the thing. I'm just like, wait. I just want it to be at least clear on the trail so I can run in some other shoes. And not that I don't like the CTM Ultra Carbon, but I just felt like I got a lot of other shoes in the rotation. I want to get them out there, but I really want to do some work in the Adios Pro. I really want to get in the Alpha Fly a little bit. I'd like to get in the Meta Racer a little bit more. Carbon X2. So there's a lot of fun shoes that I want to run in, but it's just like on the snow that's out there today, and that's been out there for the past couple of weeks, there's no way. It'd just be a waste of time. So I'm ready for some cleaner weather. Trish O says, what's on? Trish says, happy Thursday, everyone. Wondering if you could please talk about speed workouts for runners who want to get faster, but don't want to take the fun out of running and are time to decompress. I think the best way to do that is to do like a relatively short fartlek type of workout. So like what I would say is, you can either do it on a very long run or just like on a midweek regular distance type of run, is do like 2 minutes of work and then a minute of rest, or even 2 minutes of work and then 2 minutes rest. Keep both the work and not rest, and I don't want you to stop, but like the recovery part. And you can either do it as just a slow shuffle jog just to catch your breath, or some people like to do it at a little bit of what they call like a float. So like still keeping it moving pretty good. That's going to be a little bit more difficult, but I like fartleks where it just alternates, just like a couple minutes on, a couple minutes off. You can play around with how much you're working and how much you're recovering, and do that for, up to an hour total time of that. So, that you'll get a lot of repetitions in that way, but none of the repetitions are like super long. So I feel like that's usually a way that I like to kind of ramp up and get reintroduced into speed work. So let's say I've been in between training blocks and I've just been running lots of easy miles, maybe having some moderate miles here and there, and I want to start getting the body reacclimated to some more intensity. That's one of the workouts that I'll do like a couple of times over the course of several weeks, just to make sure it's reintroducing that your body's getting limber and getting accustomed to the faster turnover, but it's not going to be so taxing on you. So that's a great way I think to do it. And the intensity that you want to do that is, depending on, if you want to just still make it a lot of fun, then I would say do it anywhere between like marathon pace and half marathon pace. So anywhere in that region. Normally when I do a fartlek that's a little bit shorter of an on period, like the 2 minutes area, I might go closer to 10K pace than marathon pace, but you can kind of play around with it. The other way you can just think about it is, go out there and run 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, hard for 2 and then rest for 2. And whatever that means, whatever you're feeling like, just do that. And that could be a nice way to kind of like get the heart rate moving, get things kind of stimulated in terms of your body's response to some new stresses and strains, but you're still keeping it fun. And you're not like, slave to a watch or a power meter or a heart rate monitor or anything like that. You can just go out there and do it. I think even if like you have like a very like you could set it up so that way like your watch just beeps every 2 minutes, that kind of thing. That'd be one way to do it, even if you don't have like a fancy watch. So lots of different ways that you think you can kind of set that one up. But yeah, I actually have one of those on the menu for Saturday. I think mine is going to be for my Saturday run. It's 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. The intensity is going to be at my 8K race pace. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm not really sure. So it'll be, a little bit faster than 10K pace for me, but I'm training for an 8K race. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm supposed to do it for a total of 30 minutes, 2 minutes on, 1 minute off, times 10. So that's 30 minutes. It seems kind of short, but it is going to be a little bit intense for me. So I think it'll be a good workout. All right. That guy coming in with a super chat. Thanks, that guy. It's a new runner here. Turns out I supinate. Are stability shoes okay? Roadrunner recommended stability. Then Jackrabbit said neutral. My shoes wear on the outside edge. My shoes wear on the outside edge, that guy. So like, I don't think that necessarily means you supinate. It could just, it depends on what part of the shoe on the outside edge that your shoes wear out. I would say the first question I would ask, if you're still here, that guy, I'm assuming now, is what are you running in now and how do you feel? If you're running in neutral shoes now and you feel fine, get more neutral shoes. If you are running in neutral shoes and it really feels like you're uncomfortable in the shoe because of how much your ankle is moving, then you might consider some stability shoes. Then I would look at it. But for me, I feel like I'm glad stability shoes exist. I feel like it was a little bit of a trend that existed for a while that I feel like we're moving away from. But I used to be of the position that no one should be in a stability shoe unless your physician has prescribed one to you. I'm backing off that a little bit because I do think that they're helpful to some people. But I just think that like if you're not, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not a coach or anything like that. But I generally feel like, and this is maybe because I don't like stability shoes, they don't work for me, is like if you're not sure, just go with the neutral. That's kind of how I think about it. Yeah. And Martha says, I'm sure Mike will see this, but plenty of neutral shoes are stable. Yeah, that's true. And you probably don't need stability if you supinate. Pronators don't even need stability shoes necessarily. Yeah, I would agree with that. I agree with that. Let's see. That guy says, I ran on both Saucony Guide 13 and the Nike Flyknit, and the Saucony was causing knee pain each time I ran short 5 mile and rotating between both. So, if the Guide 13 was giving you knee pain, then, that's resonates with me. Like when I used to run in stability shoes for an extended period, it would cause me knee pain. And so it might be that you don't need it, but knee pain can mean a lot of things. So I don't want to necessarily say that. But yeah, I would say that if the Nikes that you're running in, aren't giving you pain and those are neutral shoes, I'm not sure which Nike Flyknit you're talking about, but if those aren't giving you trouble, then I would say, I don't know that you need a stability shoe. The other kind of like splitting the difference is that a lot of shoes have guide rail technology. And I think the Guide 13 does have a lot of guide rail technology in it, but I also think that it has more like traditional stability shoe elements to it as well. But shoes like the Infinity Run, that has guide rails to it. I think a lot of the Brooks, now they have them as GTS versions. Those are primarily using guide rails as a way of adding their stability. Scott said, Mike, did you listen to the new Race Mob podcast? I didn't have a chance to listen to it yet. Is that the one that I'm on? Because I talked to those guys, I want to say last week. So I didn't know if it was up yet. But yeah, that was a fun conversation. Crawford Smith says, do you think it'd be worth upgrading to Pegasus 38 when they come out? I already have the 37. I'm going to get that 38. I feel like I'm out of focus today. I feel like I'm gonna get the 38. I'm hoping that it looks like they're not really changing much to it from the image that I've seen. I'm hoping that the React ends up being a little bit softer, and maybe they shave off a little bit from the outsole rubber. I felt like there was a lot, too much last year. So I'm hoping that those minor changes end up tweaking the shoe in a way that makes me really, really I think those are really small changes, but I think they're going to make a big difference. I don't know if it's going to be worth it when they, necessarily though, until I try it. But from appearances, it just looks like it's just they're changing the upper. I think they're going to tell everyone whether they do change the React formula or not. I think they're going to tell everyone that's basically the same midsole and outsole combo as last year. But it's not going to probably come out till like June. So till like June. I didn't say late. I mean, it kind of sounded like I said late June. I think maybe early June is when it normally comes out. So I would say you probably have time. If you have the 37, you'll be running in them for a while. By the time the 38s come out, you'll be ready for a new one anyway. So you can either get another 37 if you really like the 37, or you can get the 38. You'll be due. But I'm hoping that they make it a little bit softer of a shoe. Stevie 76 says, my emotions need stability. Mine need guide rails. So, that works. All right. Jeff Elliott says, I think FOD loved the 1080 V10. Like, it was his favorite at the time. Did he? I don't remember if he did. Andy, he loves shoes that always surprise me. Not because I think the shoes he picks are bad shoes, but the shoes he picks, I don't see a very consistent pattern all the time. But he'll find a shoe he loves and he just gravitates toward it. He loves the Hyperion Tempo. Which I totally agree with him on that. He loved the Nova Blast, but he would love it to run fast in them. And I'm like, I don't understand that, but okay. I mean, I could see how some people run fast in it, but I'm like, all right. And then loves the endorphin speed again, which I love, but I would think that he would really gravitate towards the Pro. He's a lot taller than I am. He's certainly got a lot more power in his legs than I do. So that the fact that he loves the endorphin speed is just a mystery to me. And he loves the Odyssey React Flyknit 2. It's the Odyssey React 2 with Flyknit. Sorry, that's the actual name, because the version 1 didn't have Flyknit. They called it version 2 with Flyknit or something like that. And I loved that shoe. I thought it was great. And then he picked up a pair somewhere. I don't know, someone sent him a pair or something like that, and he's been loving it. And I'm like, yeah, that was a good shoe, but I would not have expected that he liked it. But the 1080 V10, that if you were to ask me, would Andy like that one? I would say probably not. So that's a surprise to me. But yeah. And Jeff Elliott says, I thought maybe Seth didn't like it because he's a tiny person. I mean, Seth is very concerned about weight in his shoes, and I don't really think he tends to love a lot of the max cushion shoes, the ones that are heavier. And so that might be it. I mean, he is lighter, but he's just putting out so much power, his watts per kilogram number, so to speak. I just feel like he would really enjoy the 1080. I would think that Seth would enjoy the 1080. So, but if he didn't, I would think that it's probably because of the weight. Says, am I here? Am I here? Okay. My internet is not looking very happy right now. We'll see what happens. Mark Salzman says, I wore my trail shoes out in the snow. Saucony Peregrine. I love them. See, that's a shoe that I really want to try. It looks great. And they made it in that Saucony Jazz, that throwback version. It looked beautiful. But it's a shoe that has the little holes, or it has markers so you could drill screws into them. And I just feel like that's probably going to be more trail shoe for me than I need. And I don't want to set myself up for failure. So I'm just like, I only run in so many trail shoes a year. So I want to be really picky with which ones I get and make sure that they're ones that I love. So I don't know about the Peregrine. I don't know. Maybe I just need to try them on at a shoe store whenever it is I feel comfortable going back to a shoe store. I haven't set foot in a shoe store in so long, but not that I was a frequent shopper before, but yeah, I don't know. It looks like such a great shoe though. And who is it that I've been seeing on Instagram just putting tons and tons of miles in hers? I think it was Grayson Murphy, Racing Grayson on Instagram. I think she's just been running a bunch in the Peregrines. Esteban Diaz says, will you be trying out the Ultra Rivera? I believe you'll truly enjoy it. I'm on the fence about that one because I do want to try the Escalante 3 when it comes out. And then I will probably pick something that's going to be very different than the Ultra, the Escalante, but also from Ultra this year. I don't know if that means I'll do another Ultra Superior because I did really like that one as well. Maybe I try the Lone Peak this year. So I don't know, but I think the Rivera is going to be too similar to the Escalante, so I'm not as interested in it. So, yeah. Scott says I got 300 miles in my 1080 V10s. That's nice. How are they feeling? Are they still? I bet you they're still pretty peppy, right? Chris Brunette says, as a shoe reviewer, you run in a lot of different shoes. If you have to choose just one shoe to run in until it wears out, what would you choose? Right now, what would I choose? I'm liking the Zoom X Invincible a lot. That would be a fun one, and that one I might keep for a long time just to see how long the Zoom X lasts on it. Plus, I also think that I'll just really enjoy it running in it like all summer long. But let's see. Other than that, until it wears out, the Endorphin Speed is another one that I would have liked to have kept longer. The Peg Trail 2 Gore-Tex, definitely another one that I would like to run in more. But I probably have to run in some. Not have to. I get to run in a lot of other shoes, so I probably won't have the chance to run a lot more miles in that Peg Trail 2 Gore-Tex. So those are some I think that would be high on my list. Let's see what else is there. What else have I been really enjoying? Yeah, I've been running a lot in. I've been seeing the New Balance shoes. I got a lot of them in my closet right now, and they're all really good. Beacon 3, 880. I ran in the 1080 version 11 today. So like those are all really good. So like those are ones that I could easily run like a bunch of miles into of the shoes that are out now. So those are ones that I would look at. All right. Affluent Journey wants to know, do you run in wool socks in the snow or what? Sometimes I'll do the merino wool. The merino wool doesn't seem to be that much more beneficial to me than like the other just thicker materials that I might have for some running socks. So like it's not a selling point for me. I think I do have some wool socks, but most of the ones that I'm most frequently wearing right now are not wool. A material that I really like is Thermolite. I think it's by 3M. It's very thin, but still keeps your feet very warm. So I do really like that. It's in the pair of socks that I have them in are from Darn Tough. Those are the ones that I've been enjoying a lot lately. I've also been enjoying another pair of Darn Tough socks that are basically anything that's over the calf. So for me, the coverage is more what I look for in the snow than it is necessarily any of the material. All right, let's do one more, and then I gotta get going for today. Vegan Runner says, I'm waiting for the 38s, hoping they'll be my new go-to training shoe like the 35 was. I skipped the 37. Yeah, I mean, I had some problems with the 36 Shield. That shoe just felt wrong. It felt like the airbag was popped in it from the beginning. I didn't like it unless I was running on snow. That's the main reason I skipped the 37 Shield, because I knew I was going to get the Peg Trail 2. Since the Peg Trail exists, like for me, the Pegasus Shield makes a little bit less sense. But I still see like there's a narrow kind of like niche that you can kind of carve out where each one of the two exists. But the 36 shield didn't really work out for me that well. The 37 felt a little bit, just a touch stiffer than it needed to be. So I am also hoping for the 38s that they like bring back some of that Pegasus love that I've always had. So not that I didn't love the 37, it just, I felt like there could have been so much better. I was disappointed in the 37. I still liked it, but I was disappointed in it. So yeah. All right. Ben Browning, we'll end on this one. Well, we'll do one more after this because I see one more at the road. Ben Browning says, Mike, can you compare Invincible versus Tempo Next for Tempo 10 plus mile runs? I don't have a pair of the Tempo Next, so I won't be able to do that. But I'm going to tell you that like the Invincible is not like a tempo shoe. It likes your easy runs. If anything, I could see it being a great marathon shoe for a lot of people. I think that a lot of people that are going to want like a nice shoe for race day that are like, I don't know if I want to go carbon, the Invincible, I think, is the shoe that they like a shoe that they should really look at if they want to stay, especially in that Nike umbrella as well. So I like it probably at like marathon pace or slower. For something where you're going to like a little bit faster than that, like faster than half marathon pace, I'm not sure that the Invincible is what you want. So that's kind of like my gut, although I can't compare it to the Tempo Next because I haven't run in it. And here's what I'll end on. Martha says, my emotions are off the guide rails for the last 4 years. Yeah, hopefully we'll recalibrate. We'll get set. The guide rails will turn back on. The bumpers on the like down the bowling alley will get us straightened back out, and we can get moving with some momentum. So that's what I hope. All right, that's a good place to end it for today. I'm gonna finish off this raspberry lemonade kombucha. Both of them are pretty good. I think I actually like the ginger lemonade better. It has more of like a weird flavor to it that makes it seem like a special, unique drink. But I'm enjoying both of them. So yeah, this kombucha thing. I don't know why people are so fired up about it. It's good, but I'm not like super excited about it like everybody else. Maybe it grows on you over time. I don't know. All right. Tomorrow's video, I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a snow running video again. I don't know if I'll talk over it or just show some footage and then talk later or what, but it's something about the snow because we've just been getting so much of it here. There's so much snow. It's crazy. But then we'll also do another live stream in the afternoon, same time as today, 3 p.m. Central. Hopefully I see you then. In the meantime, everybody, be safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.